Oh, hey guys, how the frig's it going? Probably saying, Adam, things look weird. What the hell's going on? You're never gonna guess what I found to film with. Oh yeah, I found something really interesting to film with. I need to wash that mirror, but look at this. The old Sony camcorder from back in a long time ago. Can't remember when I bought this. Complete with its super zoom and all that other fun features, and its little eyeball that bounces around in the front. Yeah, it's got like this like iris on it on a gimbal, so like if you're really rocky, it kind of helps with the motion sickness, if you will. So yeah, just making some protein French toast over here. It's been a hot minute since I bothered making French toast. That's for shizzle. Did I just say for shizzle? I think I did. Now the one thing I do remember about this camera that was kind of annoying, well there's two. There was the issue with the microphone, where when I'm looking at the camera and talking to it, it sounds fine. Everything sounds great right now. But the moment I turn it away and aim it at something else, then the audio gets all whack. And that's because it's got these two front mounted freaking microphones that are not exactly awesome or anything, but that's okay. I just saw it and wanted to see if it would hold the charge again, and it did, so I was happy about that. Reason why I charged it up, I thought I'd do a test vlog today with it, and then you know, for the fishing videos when we're down there, I thought about setting it up as another angle. You know, I got the head cam on. We can also set this camera up with, I would say with the mic, but the mic overhangs, the mic overhangs the lens. So you see this like little black sponge like hanging right around here, and it's funny. Does it increase the audio quality? Sure. You know what? Here, let's go put it on and I'll show you the difference of with and without the shotgun mic. That French toast can cook itself, it's fine. Where did I put that shotgun mic? I had it, and I took it off because it was overhanging. Oh, there it is. And it was distracting because overhang. Like, this thing's a massive shotgun mic. It's kind of stupid, but let's hook it up. Actually, that's interesting now. You don't see it. Am I zoomed all the way out? Yeah. Okay, I don't get it. Now I'm not seeing the mic. Anyway, let's plug you guys in. And this is with the microphone on. Now, with the microphone on, I don't know if I got it locked in place here, but it definitely adds a new dynamic to the camera. As you can tell, there's definitely something on top of it now. And before, when I had the mic on there, I could see the little foam up here bouncing around, but now I can't, so I don't know what the hell's going on there. Oh well, not too much to worry about. It does add a new weight to the camera, but it ain't no DSLR weight. That's for sure. So I don't know, maybe we'll try it like this for today. See how it is. Because like I said, what I was thinking about doing was, for the fishing videos, putting this thing on a tripod and having it, you know, film the area while we are catching fish. But yeah, having it film us while we're catching fish, then have my GoPro on my head where I can turn it on and off when there's like a fish on. But any funny banter would get picked up by this, because apparently a part of fishing is ripping on each other, and that's a thing. So yeah, just a thought. But anyway, my French toast needs to flip. Yeah, I went on Canadian Tire. Sometimes they have fishing poles on sale. Right now they don't. So I put two of the rods that I wanted for my fishing. They're both ugly sticks. I like ugly sticks. They're good, and if you snap them, apparently they're lifetime warranty. Just send it back to Ugly Stick and they send you a brand new one. There was somebody in the comments on my Facebook said that they love Ugly Stick because you can't break them, and if you do, Ugly Stick will replace them because they're freaking tough. And I know there's videos online of Can I Snap an Ugly Stick, where people are actually physically trying to break these damn things and failing epically, so that's a pretty good sign. Because nothing burns my tits more than knowing that even if I, like this weekend, if I wanted to go fishing, I couldn't. Well, I could just go out and buy a new rod and go. And I do have that collapsible one in Fat Bike, but like my buddy said, he goes, you don't want to hook on to anything too big with that. He goes, it is a cheap kid's rod, you know, it's just a little collapsible. I think he paid like $20 for it or something like that. Like I said, he bought 3 of them for his 3 kids, and only 2 of them like fishing, so it is what it is. Anyway, my French toast is ready. The reason why I filmed the rest of the morning with the mic on is because the VU meter looked fine. I just turned on the 10 decibel gain. I think my battery might be dying in the mic. This is the original battery since when I bought it back in the day when I got my DSLR. Oh, my French toast is ready, which is why you're watching that right now. Yay, French toast! Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and edit up the footage and just see how this looks. Yep. It's weird filming with this camera again. Very, very weird. Very weird. Anyway, guys, it is T-minus 10 minutes to work. I put on a pot of coffee a while ago. I guess I can actually aim the screen at me to make sure I'm in the shot. Keep forgetting that. It's been a while since I filmed with a camcorder. So used to filming with either the DJI or the G7X. So going back to this camera, which I don't know what model this one is. 1 second here, I think it says on the screen. This is the HDR PJ670. Yeah, it's got that, like I said, that Sony lens, that G lens. So that when you're bouncing around and stuff, it can kind of compensate. And I can see the lens bouncing around as I'm coming down the stairs. So it's trying to compensate for all the shock and awe in my walk. And my strut. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the coffee in the coffee carafe thingy. Probably saying, Adam, what the hell? You were wearing a gray shirt a while ago. Why are you wearing a black shirt now? Oh, I spilled syrup. Oh, and I took the microphone off the camera because it was having some issues. I remember I tried that microphone on the DSLR and it had issues there too. And I thought it was the mic port on the DSLR, but I tried it on here and it's having the same issues. Oh man, why do I have that left on? Turn off the coffee pot. No coffee in there, just some water in the bottom so that when it's sitting on the hot plate it doesn't explode. Man, cat puked in the living room again. Lovely. But yeah, the microphone was giving me troubles on this camera, just like it was giving me troubles on the DSLR. So I realized the problem wasn't the DSLR or this camera, the problem is the mic. And before I punch in and get ready for an exhilarating day of live chat on YouTube, literally that's what I plan on doing for the next 7 hours, is going on live chat and watching YouTube. Should be fun. It's funny, I made that video with the tiny boat, the backwater boat, and 2CV bloke sends me a thing saying about a coracle or whatever the hell it's called. It's like a tiny little boat that reminds me of those little flying saucer things we used to use as kids to go down hills in the winter for sledding. Coracle, or I don't know how to pronounce it. All I know is the thing is freaking sweet, except for the fact that it looks super tippy and you could probably die to death. But then, why would that just close? Anyway, today on Facebook I came across an ad, because if you look up stuff on Google, you will come across ads on Facebook for stuff similar to what you looked up. And what comes up? A freaking advert for a GoFundMe to the guy's making a foldable, sure. Well, your organization wants your computer to restart in 2 days. Then notify me in 2 days, guy. Okay? I'm a little busy today. Frig off. Did this thing connect? I don't know. Oh man, everything's just broken right now. Alright, I better get to work, get this computer all situated. I'll talk to you in a bit. Oh yeah, it's a folding kayak that I found. That's also a stand-up board. Ah, there we go. Things are working. Yay! But yeah, it was kind of neat, but I figure I need to learn how to fish completely. Like, I'm getting more confident with handling the fish, taking them off the hook. Like, I took that little pickerel off the hook, no problem. I've taken the rock bass off the hook, no problem. I'm having a little problem with the barbed hooks. It gets in there and it's kind of a pain in the ass and you really got to force it through, and I don't like hurting the fish, but it is what it is. I'll get used to that. And baiting the hook, well, I guess I can continue using fake baits until I get more balls to touch worms, but that sounded gross. Anyway guys, I'm going to carry on with my shift, talk to you in a bit. Alright guys, first break of the day, and what I plan on doing today is I'm going to take my break, my lunch, and then my break, rather than doing it all split up into 15s. It's a live chat day, it's an easy day, it's an okay day, yay yay. Anywho, it's been a while since the dog's been out, for about 4 hours now, so I'm going to go ahead and tie him off and let him go outside and do business. So, I checked Canadian Tire to see if maybe they updated their... Cat hawked up a hairball. Ew! Animals are gross! But, no, I checked Canadian Tire to see if maybe they had some sales on. Because sometimes they update their page before they actually update the flyer. Checked Reebee to see if their new flyer was coming out. Basically looking to see if I can get a fishing pole, right? So far, so no go. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll check Sports Check. They're like a partner affiliate of Canadian Tire. You know, if you go to Sports Check and you spend money, you can actually flash your Canadian Tire card and get Canadian Tire money. So I figured I would go there and see if they had any fishing supplies. Maybe they got a deal on rods. Maybe if Canadian Tire doesn't. They do, eh? Why not? Worth a try. So I head over to sportscheck.ca, type in fishing rod, and of all the things that come up as options, it's like lady skirts and a hiking, like a rock climbing rope. Like, fix your search engine algorithm, bud. Checked atmosphere. It just showed me fishing kayaks. Kind of pointless if you don't have a fishing rod. That's okay. So then I jumped on Kijiji, see what they had. Came across a bunch of like, I'll take you fishing for $100 a day. And other stuff like that, but no fishing rods. The only ones I found were like a little bit out of my league, like expensive. They're bait casters. I do like the concept of a bait caster. I've been doing some research on them, and they look kind of cool. You can pull some heavier stuff out of the water with them. They're a lighter reel with more power, if you will. And you can really target your casts. Like if you want to put the drop shot somewhere, you can use your thumb to slow down the out reel. It's just an interesting concept for a reel, but they're expensive. They're not a cheap system. Like the cheapest one I found was on Canadian Tire. It was by Ugly Stick, and it was still $109 for the reel and rod. Now, is it a good reel? I don't know. A lot of the ones that I see people use, the reel alone is $250 freaking dollars. Oh, and you can also put a lot more line on a bait caster than you can a spinning reel. So that's another thing that you can consider too. If you're going to be fishing some super deep waters and you want a lot of line to get down to bottom, your spin might not do it, but your bait caster will. Just been doing what I do best when I come across some new thing that I'm trying out, and that's research. Learn everything possible, try and figure it all out, and go from there. And one of the parts of the research is actually doing. I'm one of the people who can sit there and read books till the day comes home, till the dogs come home, whatever you want to use for that terminology. But I can sit there and read books all freaking day on, and read internet sites and watch videos and all that, but until I try it, I don't learn. It's like watching videos on filleting fishes. You see it, and you're like, oh, okay, that looks easy, and then you try it, and you're like, how did I mess that up so bad? He made it look so easy. And then you come in, then you try again, and you realize, okay, the problem is, he's using a filleting knife that's $70, and I'm using a filleting knife that's $13.97 from Walmart that was on the clearance rack for obvious reasons. You definitely need a sharp blade, a sturdy blade, and a good blade when filleting certain fish, especially those damn sheephead. Because let me tell you, I felt like I was cutting through a cowboy boot. I've never actually cut through cowboy boots before, but I'm pretty sure if I ever did, that's what it would have felt like. However, you know, you learn by doing, you learn by researching. You got to acquire the knowledge, apply the knowledge, and when the application goes south, diagnose the knowledge to find out why your application did not meet the recommended specifications of the knowledge, and then adjust, try again, adjust, try again, adjust, try again. At least for me, so far, I haven't wasted anything. Maybe a little bit of meat was left over on the fish because I cocked over the fillet, but I still managed to score out of those 3 fish just over a pound of meat. So I say that's pretty good, even though they were heavy fish. But those things, if anybody knows anything about those things, they got big, big bellies. They're obviously able to pack it in. They could probably go on the Beverly Hills Weight Loss Clinic. I don't know if they'd love it from the very first minute though. You got to learn. And that's how I've done everything. Like, even with the weightlifting, with the dieting, biking, well, I just knew how to do that from being a kid. Like with all the weightlifting and all that, research, the dieting, food, nutrition, all that, research, non-stop research, then apply it and then see what happens to my body. And it's kind of funny. Yes, you can build muscle on keto. It'll take you longer. But when you need 3 components to build muscle. That's a given. You need water. You got to stay hydrated at all times. I don't care if you're adding Mio to your water. Coffee, it'll work, but it's a diuretic, so you're just going to piss a lot and drop a lot of water weight, which I guess is good if you're cutting. You need protein. You need protein. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. 1 gram per pound, that's what they say. Some say 1 gram per pound of body mass. Some say 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. A gram a pound. Good enough, good stuff. You're 200 pounds, eat 200 grams of protein a day. You'll get results. And you need energy. Now, you can get energy from fat. Obviously, your body can pull energy from fat. Not as efficiently as it can from carbohydrates. Glucose. Your body loves glucose. It can burn that in high rates. It's like adding freaking nitrous to a gas-powered engine. It'll just make it just run like crazy. But it has its side effects. It's freaking not toxic, but it will basically cause other problems in your system. There is a byproduct to it, if you will, where ketones from fat is a cleaner fuel. It's like having a hybrid car, a Toyota Prius, you know, when you're running on electricity, there's no emissions. There's no emissions at all. And then the gas engine kicks over and now you're exhibiting friggin' NOx gas. Yeah, it's the way she goes. But the gas engine will get you there further, faster than the electric in the Prius's case, because the electric engine is kind of bunk in there. It's no Tesla engine. Maybe the new ones are, I don't know, but the one I drove, holy crap, that electric engine was pretty garbage. Anyway, I digress. You want to build muscle? Have some carbs. Who cares? This current the meal I'm on right now, it's pretty much protein pro, like get my 200. I usually get around 230 grams of protein a day. I'm over my limit or over my numbers. Who cares? You don't want to go too high, or otherwise you're never going to poo right again. And you don't want to go too low, or you're going to end up breaking down the muscles to rebuild the muscles, which is kind of stupid. And obviously also the third thing you need to build muscle is stimulus. Your muscles need a reason to repair. Don't lift the next day. Take a day off. Eat plenty of food, of good foods, not potato chips and ice cream and Twinkies and junk. And then when you're done all that, make sure you get a lot of sleep. Your body rebuilds better when you're sleeping, and life's good. Yeah, everything I've done so far, I've done a lot of research on. Even the biking stuff, I've been researching repairs and how to maintain your own bike. I hate relying on other people, because something I've learned in my life is 99.9% of the people that you hang out with are very, very unreliable. Unless, you know, they need something from you, then you can rely on them to contact you, because they will, big time. I gotta say, it feels weird filming with a camcorder again. It's really, really weird. Do I enjoy it? It is what it is. Okay, now I just gotta step around the cat. Anyway, guys, a while ago I came downstairs to rock a quick piss. And I'm on my lunch now. I got 45 minutes. And while I was rocking a piss, I came up with this idea of thawing out some more of that sheephead. She's not quite there yet. Kind of hoping she would be, but it is what it is. Anyway, I was watching a video from Micah. That he's basically Ace Video's brother. He makes videos on YouTube too. And he basically did a cook-off of fish, but he did it in barbecue sauce. So while I wait for that pan to heat up, we're going to have the fish for sure. And we're using my fish, by the way, the sheepshead. Still got, well, now I'm going to have one pack left. I just want to try something for fun here. I opened the package already, but I'm going to be making some chicken here. It is 636 grams net weight. So for fun, if we sit this on the scale, it comes back as 639 grams. Okay, so let's take it all out and we'll weigh it up and see how much the chicken actually weighs. So right here I got the Leaning Tower of Salmonella, and we're looking at 570 grams. See what I mean? They charge you for 636 grams, but it's actually only 572, because I guarantee you that little friggin' pad in the bottom, that has some weight to it. Look at that. Look at that right there. They're charging you for 84 grams worth of garbage. Bunch of jerks. Alrighty, so I just put some barbecue sauce on my chicken because I wanted to. And we're going to put that in for 15 minutes at 200. That's 200 Celsius, not Fahrenheit, guys. I don't know what the heck that is in Fahrenheit. I really don't care either. But we got these two delicious fillets here that I pulled off the sheephead. And we're going to bake them in barbecue sauce. I saw this method on Micah's video. It looked like it turned out pretty good. And I've already done the butter cooked nonsense. So I figured, let's try barbecue sauce. What could go wrong? So it's fried up in some barbecue sauce. Looks pretty good. Should be pretty good. Hopefully it's pretty good. Looked pretty good on his video. Probably gonna suck on mine because I don't know what I'm doing. See, it's funny. I talked about sheepshead today. Well, a couple of people from work had me on Facebook and they saw that I broke my rod. And they were chatting about, one of the guys mentioned fishing and they're like, oh, you should talk to Adam about fishing. LOL, he broke his rod the other night. And I was like, yeah, we were pulling sheephead and I snapped my line, or snapped my rod. So now I'm going to be in the market for a new rod. And people are like, oh, why were you pulling sheephead? Tell me you threw them back. And I'm like, no, I kept them and cooked them. So I cooked one that night and then I froze the other two. I'm like, it's actually pretty good. People are like, oh, that's disgusting. That's a trash fish and blah, blah, blah. Theoretically, there is no trash fish. There's only trash cooks. Like, if you know how to prepare them, it comes out fine. Or if you're not too fussy with palate, it comes out fine. I found it came out pretty good the other night when I had it. And this is going to be a different way of doing it. You know, I always like to try a new species. Just basic butter, pepper. Try it. I would go even more basic than that, but I'm pretty sure you need some sort of a lube in the pan or otherwise it'll stick. Could be wrong on that. And, you know, like, once again, I'm not a pro. I'm amateur. But I usually like to keep it basic the first time around and then I'll try other things. But it was funny because on the team's group that we were talking about this, there was two sides of it. There was one side saying that was disgusting that I kept it and ate it. Then there was the other side that was offering me recipes with it. And one guy actually reached out on Skype and started giving me a recipe. One of the East Indian guys. He was like, "Oh, I love sheepshead." He goes, "They're a great fish. You can catch them with anything. You could put." He's like, "I use the." He uses the fake the plastics because you can get like 4 or 5 of them off the fake plastics before the plastic's all mangled and you got to toss it. Where with a worm, like a live bait, you can only pull maybe 1, maybe the odd 2 if, you know, the porker didn't pull your bait off the friggin' hook and cock over the program. So, depending on the situation. So he's like, yeah, and because there's no limit, he'll pull like 4 or 5 out of the lake, bring them home, chop them up, and like have fish all week. And he's the one who said, like, he gave me this whole like elaborate recipe. I mean, elaborate recipe. Like, holy crap, he was going on about like using all sorts of like different spices and cooking it up in tomato sauce and just going to town on the prep for this thing. And I'm just like, dude, I just like fish. I just like to keep it simple. But one thing about sheepshead, guys, the smell is something else. It definitely has that uber fishy smell to it. Unlike anything you'll buy in the grocery store or most of what you'll catch except for white bass, this fish is stank. But anyway, there's our sheepshead in barbecue sauce. Probably gonna drizzle some of this on it. Just waiting on the chicken, and then we'll go eat. See how this is. Anyway, I hear the chicken farting and popping. Oh yeah, that's pretty much done. Okay, we're good. Alrighty, let's plate my protein. Because literally, that's pretty much all I'm eating right now is protein, no carbs. I had enough carbs for breakfast there, and well, theoretically I didn't. I could have had more. But we got ourselves a nice, healthy plate of protein here, fish and chicken. I appreciates this. So I can't turn off the air fryer, so all I did was turn down the temperature and let it run its course. So let's go and drive this in the face hole and just see exactly how barbecued sheephead taste. Barbecue sauced baked, barbecue sauce fried sheepshead. Let's just see how this fish tastes. Oh yeah, chicken, sheepshead. Bon appetit. Like, I literally watched Micah's video a little while ago and just saw it and I was like, that's a good idea to try the sheepshead with. Try with the sheepshead? That's better. Good or English, Adam? You're good. Anyway, here we go. Piece of sheepshead, barbecue sauce. It's still awesome. I like it because it's like a tough... It reminds me of crab meat, and somebody referred to it as poor man's lobster. That's a good call. But, that's some good eats right there. For sure. Oh, hey guys, how the frigs it going? It's like 7 p.m. No, I didn't eat yet, and no, I went to bed. I got off work at 5, and I was like, yep, I need to go lay down. I felt zonked. Something just drained me, so I was like, yeah, time to shut her down. Go have a quick nap, a little power nap, a little 2-hour nap. That's pretty much what happened. It was a pretty good night. I could have went for a bike ride, but I'm saving myself for this weekend. I don't want to annihilate my legs just yet, you know what I mean? Bouncing back nicely after a weekend of fun times. No, after the... Guys, if you would have seen all the junk I had on the weekend for fun. I had a bag of Doritos. I had donuts. Well, you saw the Timbits. But I also had donuts. Oh yeah, I just, you know... I behave all week so I can just misbehave all weekend. Welcome to the life of me. Anyway, I'm going to fire up the pan, get a nice hat, and we're going to throw the typical in there. The typical. Anyway, it took me a little bit longer to pull that out than I should have. Going to have some of this Walmart ground chicken with spinach and kale. I just let the dog out there. I think he's shitting. Man, I looked at him. I didn't know which side was the head until I looked over. God, he needs a haircut. Anyway, yeah, I had myself a nap. I've never been one for napping. Like just going to bed when it's not bedtime. I remember back in the day, Fat Adam, I used to, before the vlogging and anything, when I worked at Ontario, when I first bought this house in 2006, I'd work the day shift, 8 to 4, and then I would get off work at 4, and I'd come home and I'd pass out from 4 to like 3 in the morning, and get up at 3 in the morning and start my day, and then do that all week while I was working the day shift. And then night shift, I'd basically pretty much rock the same thing. And what I mean by that is, on night shifts, I used to basically get up at 3 in the afternoon, or I get up at 2 in the afternoon, go to work for 4 till midnight, stay up till like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then go to bed. So I used to just run really shitty hours. It was brutal, but I had to do what I had to do to get shit done. Like when I lived at my parents' house, and I was working shift work, I would basically, during the day shifts, I would just go to work, come home, have dinner, and go from there. And then the night shifts, I would go to work, but then after work, I'd go down to Tim Hortons and hang out with my friends till like friggin' 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, come home, sleep, wake up the next day at 2, rinse and repeat. And that wasn't much of a life, but it was fun at the time. Now that's back in the day of the Trans Am and rolling around and just burning gas for the sake of burning gas before I had bills or anything, and could afford to just go out and drive and have a good time. Man, I miss those days. Yeah, today's the first day I ever felt like that, where I was just like kind of zonked out. But I'm okay now. I don't know, it's probably like today was an interesting day. I was doing a lot of shit at the same time, cleaning up after others, and dealing, like I'm sitting there, I'm working with one customer on live chat while talking to another customer, cleaning up a mistake somebody else made, and like I'm on the phone with them, so I had to like figure out, like the problem is when you're on live chat is you can't make phone calls through the system. So I had to call this person, but I couldn't call them from my personal phone because I didn't want them having my personal number, because then they would just call me directly at all hours of the night with every damn computer problem they had, and that's, I don't want that, right? So I had to friggin' figure out a way to do this and that, and holy crap. And I was dealing with an issue through email with somebody else, and so at one point in time I'm handling 3 jobs at the same time, trying to remember, okay, email problem is this, phone problem is this, live chat problem is this, and I'm like, man, why am I pushing myself so hard? Why am I carrying? Like, why am I carrying so hard? Like, I've asked for a simple thing of, I want 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and they said no. So why am I busting my balls to give a shit? And I need to stop it. I need to stop doing that, right? Like, I need to not give a shit anymore, because they've proven to me that they don't give a shit because they don't want to give me the hours. They don't care about what happens to me. They just care about how they feel, how the clients feel about the work being done, and how they can save money by not having me work. So it's one of those where I need to stop caring and just do one thing at a time like everybody else in the group, and not let them make me do more because I can handle it. Want me to do more? Either A, pay me more money, B, give me more freaking hours. That's the way I see it. When you got to clean up after somebody else and they still have a job, and it's not the first time you had to clean up after them, it's kind of annoying. So I got a message today from a coworker who reminded me that this weekend's a long weekend. How did he tell me that? Anybody who's a drinker and lives in Ontario, I don't know anywhere else where they're doing this, because it's Uncle Dougie. This weekend's Buck of Beer. Cool beer, COOL beer is a buck of beer. So if you're looking for a reason to get drunk and money was the issue, well, now you can get a buck of beer. I don't drink any. I tried the buck of beer thing in the past, and it literally tastes like 2-stroke exhaust and shame. And if you're looking for like the 45-cent a beer option, you can always switch to the de-alkalized blonde lager. No alcohol, no reason not to be able to drive anymore. You can still stay awake at night, and you won't wake up in the morning with a massive headache because, well, you just won't. Or you can go one step further and have like fake Coors. Fake Coors, also known as tap water. Well, I can't really call this one vegan surprise because, well, yeah, not as much vegan. I only had kale and spinach for it. Should be good though. Alright, well, bon appetit. It's time to go eat. I put some ketchup and mustard on it tonight. just to give it a little bit more zing. Ketchup's that low sugar stuff. Not too bad. Still Heinz brand, just lower sugar, lower sodium. All in all, I guess a healthier option, sure. Alright guys, it's like freaking 20 to 9. Had my dinner, it was good. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Just been watching some YouTubes while I chill. YouTubes and chill, that's a thing. Just let stupid out. I was debating on, do I want protein ice cream or do I want popcorn? Theoretically, I could have both. I did, however, have a lot of protein today. I'm pretty sure I'm over my 200 grams for the day. Oreo. I don't know what he's doing. Just kind of sitting there like a loaf, staring. It's funny. Do you guys see that on the side of his fur there? That shit. That's French toast batter. Oh, he's finally power dumping. Oh no, I thought he was. He faked it. He's so poofy. It's weird using a camera with 52 times optical zoom. Normally I only have like 4 times optical and then 4 times digital, giving it 16 total, but heaven forbid you go into the digital range, because holy crap does your image to get distorted. Anyhoozle, I'm gonna make myself some iced tea. Sugar-free iced tea. That's the way, I like it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make a popcorn for tonight instead of the protein ice cream. Just because I had a lot of protein today. And even though I bought the stuff for protein ice cream, the milk, yeah, we'll probably end up doing that. The reason why I bought the milk is Greg Doucette released a challenge, and I mentioned this in the previous vlog, but if you didn't catch it, I'm going to say it again. He released a challenge to all of his subscribers to try to eat 5 of those protein ice creams in a day, and he guaranteed people can do it. And there was a couple people who tried it, and only a couple, like there was a handful, like 10 people who tried it, and there was only like 3 who were able to actually do all 5 protein ice creams in a day. Now 5 protein ice creams, with the way that I make them anyway, I'll have to bug my buddy for the recipe out of the cookbook to get it right, but anyway, I make it with the Jello pudding mix, the 0 sugar added. Do I have any boxes left? I have been skipping that step just to keep the calories down a little bit more, because I'm probably going to have to do that again because I used it all up. Oh wait, no, I got a little bit left here. I use about like 1/3 of the package of this crap. Usually it's vanilla flavored. 140 grams of ice, 140 grams of strawberries, 2 scoops of whey protein. You can use isolate if lactose is your issue. I've seen people not use whey, they use the other stuff. Slower absorbing, not a fan of it, but you can use whatever the hell protein powder you want, I guess. I just like the whey protein, and then I put a cup of almond milk into it, or I use cashew milk, but I bought almond milk this time because they didn't have cashew milk. So unsweetened almond milk. Oh, what else do I add to it? Oh yeah, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum to help bind it all together. And then you blast it in the blender. If you want it sweeter, you can add stevia, monk's fruit, you know, whatever your artificial sweetener of choice is. I don't recommend sugar. Let's try and keep the sugar down. The whole idea is to have a sugar-free ice cream alternative without all the bullshit. So it ends up making about 1.2 to 1.5 liters of whipped ice cream, which is freaking awesome. And it tastes great, feels great, cools you down. It's thick like ice cream, and the whole 1.5 liter tub is about like 300 calories. So that's pretty awesome. Now, I wanted to try something a little different. See, when I buy like ice cream in the store, my go-to is always maple walnut crunch. I love maple walnut crunch ice cream. If you've ever had it, it's fantastic. It's literally maple syrups and walnuts in vanilla ice cream. It's the bomb. So here's my brain dead idea, whether you choose to accept it or not, how I'm going to try and replicate that walnut crunch. I need to buy some more. I got enough maple syrup to last me for tomorrow's breakfast, and then I got to go out and do some groceries tomorrow night and pick up some minor supplies, mainly maple syrup, because I'll have nothing for Friday and the weekend, and I plan on French toast overloading while I'm doing my crazy miles on my bike. We got toast, or at least we got bread for toast. Man, it's funny. After going from 2018 to early 2020 of not buying bread, then all of a sudden I'm buying like 3-4 loaves of bread every groceries. Who would have thunk it? But yeah, I definitely plan on doing some serious calorie overloads on bike time, because if I put in a lot of time on the bike to get my miles in, I'm going to go through a lot of energy in a day. I'm going to need to reload. All right, running low on the cheese powder. This is like my favorite. I always like buying that, you know, that carnival popcorn you can get with the cheese, the buttery, and the pink one. I think the pink one's just candy flavored. Well, I always loved the cheese popcorn myself. But what I really like doing was you take the candy one and the cheese one and you eat them both at the same time. So then you get that sharp taste from the cheese masked by the sweetness of the corn. I think they made a popcorn like that, Smart Pop did, or one of those companies, where it's Chicago style, they call it, where it's cheddar cheese and, sorry for the angle here. I'm trying to carry popcorn while carrying a drink, while carrying a camera, while dodging a dog and trying to step on a cat. My life's exciting, but it's called Chicago. It's caramel and cheese, and it's not too bad unless you get a shit bag where it's literally all cheese popcorn and you get 5 kernels of caramel because they didn't run the separator right. That's happened to me a couple times back in the day, which is why I decided I'll just buy caramel and cheese and then mix it together on my own accord, and that way there's a happy blend and life is good. Alright people, well it's friggin' 9:30. It's getting late. I should get to bed. Even though I woke up from a nap 2.5 hours ago. I'll pop a pill. Take some melatonin. That'll cause the sleepies to begin. And then we can get some nice rest tonight. Tomorrow's another work day, and then Friday's here. Got my test, and then after that, that's from 1 till about 2, I think. I don't know, 1 till 3 probably, whatever. And then after that, I have no idea what the heck we're going to get up to. We'll see. We'll see what we get up to. There's a couple of raw fishing rods on Kijiji for sale. I still have the extendable fishing rod, the one that's in the bike, but it probably would explode if I started pulling sheephead with that, so probably not a good idea to go that route. But, you know, whatever. We might give it a try. Worst case, if I get a real hankering for fishing, because, you know, I do tend to get, lately, a hankering for fishing. It's like once you get that first pull on the line there and you get that feel, you start enjoying it, it becomes a drug. I think my buddy Eric called it the tug drug. That's a thing. So we'll probably, like I said, I'm going to look on the Facebook Marketplace in Kijiji, and my buddy's parents are selling fishing stuff too. I'm just waiting to hear back from them on prices on what the heck they're selling. Something I definitely need before I actually do go out fishing, it'd be wise to get is a net. Some way to where a fish too big to haul up, rather than breaking my rod trying to get them up on the in the air to take them off the hook. It's probably a good idea to get a net of some fashion. But they're on Kijiji. There's people selling all sorts of nets for $10, $15, whatever. So that's not a big deal. I can pick up one of those as a starter solution to my own problems. But, you know, still need to learn a little bit more about fishing. Still got to get more comfortable setting my own bait up on my hooks. Still got to get comfortable with taking them off the hook. You know, I did pretty good with the sheepshead. I did way better with that pickerel or walleye, whatever the hell you want to call it. That was not too bad, except for when it decided to yeet out of my hands. That was Yeah, that was a thing. I should have done when he launched out of my hands. I should have done the yeet friggin' thing. That would have been hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. Smaller fish are easier to handle. Those sheephead are just giant tanks. Like they're so beefy. They're so dopey looking. Like they're just the dopiest face you ever did see on a fish in the history of fish seeing faces. But anyway, people, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to shut her down and get to bed. So, film today with the old Sony. Hey, the G-Cam. Yeah, Sony G-Lens. Look at it go, eh? My goodness. It's still got some pizzazz into her. It can still film the HDs at 1080p's, 60 FPS. Look at you go, camera. You're old, you're outdated, but you're still doing a job. Nice. And the battery actually retained a charge. That was kind of cool. Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, stay safe and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.